Hi everyone. Today's video is a strengthening video, so we're going to go through poses that will strengthen the body. So if you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So come onto your mat and we'll start in a child's pose. So bring your knees mat width distance. Bring your big toes to touch behind you and then sit your hips back onto your heels. Stretch your hands all the way towards the top of your mat, fingertips nice and wide, and then let your heart melt towards the mat and rest your forehead on the mat. And in this child's pose, start to make your breath longer. So increase the length of your inhale and make your exhale just as longer. Continue to keep taking nice, long, deep inhales and nice, long exhales as you sit here in your child's pose. Just melting your heart to the mat, letting your hips pull back onto your heels. Let's take a couple more rounds of breath, settling to your practice. Clearing away any thoughts that might be entering your mind. One last big inhale. Exhale it all the way out. Good. Let's come all the way up and come onto our hands and knees. So your fingertips are nice and wide on your mat. Shoulders are over your wrist, hips over your knees. Let's take a couple cat and cows. So drop your belly to the mat, lift your gaze up. And then round your spine, pull your chin into your chest. Let's do two more of those. Inhale, drop your belly, look up. And exhale, round your back, pull your chin to your chest. One more time, inhale, drop your belly, look up. Exhale and round. Good, we're gonna get right into it here. So let's curl our toes under, lift our hips up and come into downward facing dog. So let your heels melt towards the mat. Have your feet hip width distance apart. Hands shoulder width distance apart. Elongate through your arms, all the way through your armpits. And push into your fingertips, into your thumb. Slowly come forward to a high plank. So you're gonna tighten your legs, pull your belly in, look forward. And for this one, let's drop our knees down onto the mat. Bend your elbows, lower all the way to the mat and extend your legs out long behind you. Let's take a cobra here. Push the floor away and lift your chest up. Just go as far as it's comfortable for you. And actually keep your arms bent. This will work your arms a little more. And then let's come all the way back down onto the mat. So we're gonna do that 2 more times. Push the mat away. Bring your shoulder blades back together. Keep your arms bent. Working those arms a little more here. And then come all the way back down onto the mat. Let's try that one more time. Push the floor away. Keep your elbows bent, lift your chest. And then come all the way back down. Good, push back onto your knees. So come back through tabletop. Curl your toes under and lift your hips. Come back to downward facing dog. Melt your heels down. Pull your thighs up and back. Let your head hang. And pull your chest towards your thighs. Good, slowly come forward back to that high plank again. Might need to adjust a little bit. Trying to get a long line between your shoulders and your heels. Hold it here for a breath, you got it. Breathe. And then either drop to your knees or stay in your plank. Bend your elbows, lower all the way to the mat. Uncurl your toes and pull up for cobra. So shoulders up and down your back. Keep your arms bent. We're working our arms here. Come all the way down to the mat. Push back into that table. Curl your toes under and come back to downward facing dog. Good, take a breath here. Exhale it out. Let's do that one more time. Come forward to that high plank. Squeeze those legs, squeeze those arms. Either drop to your knees or stay here. Bend your elbows, come all the way down to the mat. Uncurl your toes. Push the floor away for cobra. Keep your arms bent. Come all the way back down. Push back through table, but this time we're going to push back to child. So let's take a breath here in child's pose. Good. Walk your hands all the way to the right and place that left hand over your right hand. We'll take a side stretch through the left side. So really breathe into that left side body. Walk your hands all the way back through center. Come all the way to the left. Bring the right hand over the left hand. Stretch to the right side body. Come all the way back through center. Come back into that tabletop. So have your fingertips nice and wide, knees hip width distance apart. Stretch that right leg long behind you. Flex through your heel. Broaden through your chest, so look forward. And we're gonna bend that right knee and bring it as close to our right tricep as you can. So you might not touch it, might not come close, that's okay. So as close as you can. And then stretch that right leg out long behind you. Good, try it again. Bring that right knee to your right tricep, pull it in as close as you can, and then stretch it out back behind you. Good, one more time. Bring that right knee as close as you can to your right tricep, pull it in, squeeze, lift your right leg out long, and then let's just bring that right knee back down onto the mat. Good, extend that left leg long behind you. Flex through your left foot, lift through your chest. And let's try that on this side. So bring that left elbow as close to your left tricep as you can. Maybe it touches, maybe it doesn't. So find wherever you're at, and then extend that left leg out long behind you. Bring that left knee to your left tricep, squeeze it in. And then stretch it out long. Good, one more time. Left knee, left tricep. Squeeze it in as close as you can. And then stretch it back long. Really good work. Bring that left knee down to meet the right knee. We're gonna just sit back on our heels. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center.
Good. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Bring your right hand behind your left shoulder and your left hand on your right elbow, and just stretch that right elbow to the left. So we're going to get a little tricep stretch here. Good. Bring both arms up to the ceiling. And let's bring that left hand behind your right shoulder. Right hand on your left elbow, stretch your left elbow to the right. Good. Bring both arms up. Palms touch and hands to heart center. Nice. Let's come back to that tabletop. We're going to come into dolphin from here. So you want to bring your forearms down onto the mat, and we're going to clasp our hands today. Clasp your hands, bring your forearms on your mat. And you're making like a V with your forearms. And you're really going to focus on pushing the floor away with your forearms. We're working into our shoulders here, strengthening our arms. Curl your toes under, lift your hips like we do in downward facing dog, and let your head hang in between your arms. So you might want to adjust your feet. So you want your feet hip width distance apart, and you can either walk them in a little closer to you, or you can walk them out. So see what works for you, and you might play around with it. But let's pull your hip bones up to the ceiling, thigh bones back, and then push the floor away with your forearms. Let your head be heavy. Relax through your shoulders. And stay here for one more breath. Good. Bring your knees down onto the mat. Let's sit back on our heels. Take a breath here. Breathe it out. Let's try that one more time. So bring your forearms onto the mat, clasp your hands, make a V with your forearms. Curl your toes under, lift your hips, let your head drop. So again, push the floor away with your forearms. Lift up through your sit bones. Let your heels melt to the mat. You got this. Keep breathing. Good. Slowly bring your knees down onto the mat. Uncurl your toes. Let's sit up, hands on your thighs. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale it all the way out. Good. We're going to come back to tabletop. Curl your toes under, come up to downward facing dog. Slowly walk your feet to meet your hands at the top of the mat and just fold over. Halfway lift, pull your chest up, thighs come back, and then fold back in. Strong in the legs, push the floor away, and let's stand up tall, reach up high. And just bring your hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, fold all the way in, drop your head. Halfway lift, come up, fold in, and we're going to step our right foot back on our mat. Come into a low lunge, lift your chest, and then firmly root that left foot into the mat and inhale and sweep your arms up high for a crescent lunge. Good. Have your feet about hip width distance apart. Pull your belly in and up and lift. Good. We're going to slowly start to hinge forward over our left thigh. Reach through your fingertips. Long line from your fingertips to your heel. Drop your arms down and back behind you, lift your chest. Keep the bend in that left leg. Reach your arms back out in front of you and slowly come all the way back up to that crescent. Good, we'll try that again. Hinge forward, pull your fingertips forward. Good, drop your arms down and back behind you, lift your chest. Good, bring your arms back, forward, come all the way back up to crescent. Nice, I know, it's hard. Let's try it one more time. Hinge forward, you have this. Reach, arms down and back, lift your chest. Good, reach your arms back forward and slowly come all the way back up to crescent. Nice, really good. Let's bring our hands down onto the mat and we're gonna come back to downward facing dog. Good, have your feet hip width distance apart and slowly pull forward to a high plank. Good. Now from here, you're gonna spin both your heels to the left and then reach your right arm up to the ceiling. So we're in a side plank. You can always drop your left knee to the mat if you want, or stay here. Breathe. Bring that right hand down onto the mat, come back up onto your toes, and let's turn your heels to the right. Lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Side plank on the other side. Good, bring your left hand down onto the mat and push back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Come back to your breath in your down dog. And walk or take a big step to the top of the mat and fold. Good, halfway lift. Pull up, long in the spine, fold back in. Push the floor away, let's stand up nice and tall. Bring your hands together at the top and then hands to heart. Good, let's try it on the other side. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, fold all the way in. Halfway lift, lift your chest long, thighs are back. Hands to the mat. Let's step back with that left foot on the mat. So you come into that low lunge, lift your chest. Push into the right foot and lift all the way up to that crescent lunge. Good. Again, long through both side waists. Reach up through your fingertips. Slowly start to hinge forward over that right thigh. Reach through your fingertips all the way through to your left heel. Drop your arms down and back. Lift your chest, look forward. Bring your arms all the way back in front of you. And then lift back up to your crescent. Good. Let's try it again. Hinge forward, reach through your fingertips, pull through your left heel. Drop your arms down and back, lift your chest. Bring your arms back forward. Come all the way back to crescent. Nice, we got one more to go. Really good. Hinge forward, reach. Arms down and back, lift. Good, reach back forward. Come all the way back up to crescent. Really nice, you did it. Keep breathing. Drop your hands down onto the mat. Let's come back to downward facing dog. Good, breathe here. Bring your feet hip width distance apart and let's try that side plank again.
So pull forward into a plank first. Keep your feet hip width distance apart. Drop your heels to the left, reach your right arm up and pull your right hip up. Good. Extend, breathe. You got this. Bring your right hand down onto the mat, come back to that plank. And then let's drop those heels to the right. Reach your left arm, lift your left hip. Beautiful. Bring that left hand down onto the mat. Push back to downward facing dog. Nice. Breathe. Let's walk those hands to meet our feet at the back of the mat. So use the strength of your arms to walk yourself all the way back. And then let's just fold over our legs and take a ragdoll. So choose how you want to take your ragdoll today. Right hand to left elbow, left hand to right elbow. Maybe you sway a little bit. Or maybe you wrap your arms around your shins. Pull your chest towards your thighs. No matter where you're at, let your head be heavy. Maybe shake out your head, some yes and no's. Let your hands come down onto the mat. Push the floor away and let's stand up nice and tall. Reach up high. Then bring your hands to heart center. Good. Let's step out with our left foot on our mat. Nice and wide. Turn both your toes out and your heels in. And then start to sit back. So you're coming into like a sumo squat. Coming into goddess pose. Let's lift up through your chest to sink in your hips. Good. From here, bring your arms up to goal post arms. Pull your shoulder blades back together. Pull your chest forward and up. Good, and breathe here. Let's lift the right heel off the mat. Drop it down and lift the left heel off the mat. Drop it down, right heel up, down, left heel up, down. One more time, right. Drop it, left, drop it. Let's stand up tall, reach up high, 5-star, look up, breathe. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your right toes in, left toes out, and let's just sink into warrior two. Good. Extend your arms out through your shoulders. Pull your belly in. We're going to take 2 cycles of breath here. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale it out. Good. Hands to hips. Straighten your left leg. Pull your left toes in. Right toes out. Bend your right knee. Sink into your right hip. Extend your arms out. Good. Look over those right fingertips. Let's take 2 cycles of breath. Really bending into that right knee. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale it out. Good. Straighten that right leg. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your right toes in. Lift your chest. And forward fold at the waist. Just come all the way down. Let your head hang. Lift your hips.
Lengthen through both your legs and push into both your feet. So the same amount of weight is in both your feet. And then maybe start to put your weight a little bit more into your toes. So you're not sitting so far back in your heels. Keep lifting up through your sit bones. Relax your shoulders. Good, walk your hands out in front, take a halfway lift. Heel toe your feet all the way in, and we're gonna come into a yogi squat. So bring your hips down, maybe adjust a little bit. You have a block or a book, and this is a little hard for you to do. You can sit on a block or a book. Bring your elbows to the inside of your thighs and bring your palms of your hands together. You can be like this, and if this is really uncomfortable for your knees, you can always come down into butterfly. So see what works for you. I'm going to come back up to the yogi squat. It's actually one of my favorite poses. So lift up through your chest. So take the pose however it works for you. Breathe here. Long in your neck. Pull the crown of your head up. Couple more cycles of breath. Slowly bring your hands down. Bring your hands back behind you, and we're going to sit on our mat. All the way down onto your mat. We're going to come onto our back, hug our knees into our chest. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit, make some circles. Breathing. You did great today. Be proud of yourself for what you've accomplished. Be proud of yourself for taking the time to do something for yourself. Let's drop both our knees to the right and take a spinal twist. Just drop your knees, lengthen your arms out, lengthen your left arm out wide, and maybe bring your right hand to the outside of your left thigh. Try to work that left shoulder onto the mat and look off to your left hand. Slowly come back through center, hug your knees in. Let's drop those knees to the left. Bring your right arm out nice and long. Look off to the right hand. Maybe your left hand comes over your right thigh. Work your right shoulder to the mat. Take a couple of nice deep breaths into the right side. Come all the way back through center. Pull your knees in, rock yourself all the way up. Come to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed that practice. Stay healthy. Namaste.